Yeah, you can kind of see it here on the multi-stream. So what we're going to do is I've already been playing with this a little bit, I will admit. Let me see if I can find this window right here. So yeah, so I decided to play with Quasar since Quasar is a Vue.js dealio. Here, let me close some of these. Boom, boom. I don't need any of this. All right, so Quasar. So it's the Quasar framework is kind of what I've been playing with here. And you can see that it does Electron. Now, one or two of the things that I had to do was I had to install the Electron package. So here, let me jump down here, VS Code real quick. Yeah, so it's running Electron here right now. But where was it? So this is where it installed the Electron dealio. So let's see. So it wanted me to update npm when I tried to install it. And then doing an npm install for whatever reason just crapped out, but doing a yarn install actually worked. Go figure. So you install Quasar CLI, and then it asked a whole bunch of questions, and then anyway you can see that it did the install, blah 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 blah, and then I did a Quasar mode add Electron, and that installed the rest of this stuff. And then I just ran the thing in dev mode, and in dev mode it automatically opens up the dev tools right here. So this is the app and this is the dev tools, and you can see here that this is it just kind of set things up on its own. Now it says do not touch the following div. I don't exactly know why. I'm assuming that anyway, so it's got body -- light on the styles. The body tag has a body -- light. Class on it, which I'm assuming is the theme, but I don't actually see it here. But yeah, so Quasar Sass in :root. So it's got a bunch of colors. Anyway, so you can kind of see what we're dealing with here. And it's using Sass, so you can edit the stylings in Sass. That's the... Sorry, I've been playing with installing some plugins here, extensions here. But yeah, so what it did was it actually set this up. So I created a simple ender folder inside of the simple ender folder, if you follow. And then this is just the regular app, the default Electron app, and or not Electron. This is a web app, and then this is the actual Electron app. So I'm kind of actually leaning toward having both. So you'd have a web component a la Zencaster, and then you'd also have this. But this, again, is just going to be the one end on the conversation, right? So you're not going to be piping sound through it using WebRTC. So anyway, this is kind of the main setup. This is essentially your main JS. I'm assuming this is like the dev, and it just pulls in your main JS. Yeah, require Electron -main. And so it does a few other setups, like require the dev tools and open them up. There's a whole bunch of other configs here. I think the one that's really interesting to us is this right here. There was a little bit of setup under Electron. And basically there was a, right here, node integration, I think is, that should open this up right here. So node integration is when your renderer thread wants to send packages back and forth, and I think this is what the problem I was running into before, and so it actually tells you to do the $electron, and so I'm thinking $q.fs, and then I can actually write to the queue. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to come back out to here, and I'm going to grab the stuff out of this index.html, and my guess is that it's also cool because it looks like it also gives you the ways of developing mobile apps. You can do Cordova or Capacitor. So I may wind up looking at that as well. But yeah. Build commands, static assets. So you put these, I guess, into the I'm going to assume that that's fine unless I actually have to go change it. So here in the main.js, it's pulling it in already, path and fs. So I should automatically have those. Oh no, this is my original fs. What I want is this Electron main. So we're getting path. So we're getting path and fs. And then, why the heck not, right? Just change this into an import. And just make a wild assumption here. Oh, I saved it and it just popped up here. Yeah, live reloading is enabled. So it looks like it's doing a whole bunch of work for me here. Let's go ahead. And have a look at our template, our index.html here. Where is it? Quasar conf, blah, blah, blah. It should be right here in source Electron. Babel config, come on. Oh, that's probably helpful. Oh, it just generated one for me. So, oh, here we go. Nope, that's that guy right there. So that's the web app. Create window. And app URL. However, it's pulling that together. I mean, it's doing it in a way that works. So, yeah. So I'm just going to leave the node integration on. So these are the build commands. So this is what I ran. It's Quasar dev -m Electron. I think I had run at the end. It looks like you can just do a build and then it just builds the app. So here we go. So this looks like you can read a file. So yeah, so we should be able to read file. I'm wondering if this encoding can also, and I'm thinking that that's an Electron thingy. Read file sync. Path options, yeah, there's an encoding and a flag. So I think read file sync is what, an option is synchronous read. All right. So read file sync can also be a directory, I guess. Oh, or it'll error when it's a directory. Let's see. Let's see. But I'm guessing that there's some like write file. There we go. Data options, mode, flag. So file system flags. I'm guessing one of these is append. Yeah. So I can open a file for appending and then just I can write to it. So I can write, give it a A, and then it'll append. So file, data, string buffer typed array. That's the encoding mode. Anyway, it looks like it's using just regular node libraries for this. So, yeah, I'm on the node documentation. There we go. So it looks like I can just write contents directly to that file. I'm wondering if there's a way to pass variables. Oh, that's what the $Q is for. So if I set up oh, here we go, create window. So it opens a window. And that's it. So main window. So how do I... Because this is the... Because I want to edit the HTML that it's serving up, right? Because that's this. Security warning. Yeah, I'll figure that out later. Sources. Localhost 8080. Fonts, image, users, index. Okay, so it's pulling it directly from Node Modules Quasar. Dist, Quasar SAS. Oh. I don't see... Unless it's grabbing this. Do not touch the following div. All right, so what do I edit then? Window dragging. As alias the Electron object. Yeah, because there's no index in here, right? I mean, I fold that up and editor config whatever is out here. Quasar app assets. Nope.
Dad, it's dinner time.
Okay, I'm coming in a minute.
Okay.
There you go. You got to hear my 4-year-old. Babel extras fast click. What? So do I create my own index.html in there then? Just drag. Copy. Paste. And then this main.js, it load URL. All right, so if we drop main window. What was it? Main window dot load URL. What don't you like about main window? Oh, I'm inside the new browser window declaration. Yoink. Process.env.app URL. Okay. Let's see what that gets us. So it's just loading HTTP localhost 8080. So if I open that up, it's probably going to give me the same Quasar. Well, it didn't crap out. It says simple ender. Require is not defined. Because it's not in an Electron app, or in the browser. So it's going to blow chunks. But I don't. I don't know. I think this should work. Because then it'll just load that index file. Yeah, and I can set up a constant that, yeah. So then maybe the rest of this is, I'm probably going to have one of my kids walk in here again. Okay, why doesn't it like semicolon? And it's still loading something else. Oh, doy. I installed an ESLint thing. Not allowed to load local resource. So index.html. Let's just yank all this out for a minute. All right. It's just giving me an empty body tag now. I'm getting the distinct impression that it wants me to build this a different way. All right, so it wants me to use Flexbox and a Flex Grid. That's fine. Okay. Installations, app icons, testing, and auditing. All right. So far, so good. Lazy loading and code splitting. Handling assets. Boot file. Oh, hello. Process.env.prod. I'm just gonna shut you. Node modules you can close. All right. Okay. Yeah, that's what I thought. Okay. No results. Doesn't say prod in there either. Ionicons, font awesome. Dev server. All right. All right. So if we change this back. So it's giving us process.env.app URL, which is localhost 3000. Now we're back to default. Yeah, I don't know if you can hear my son talking or not. Let's see. What is Electron? What is Quasar? So So you set up Electron. Quasar new. So it wants a contents page. Yeah, but where is the layout? So let's do this then. Quasar new P record. So is it effectively loading this? It looks like this is what it's actually building and running. Is it? Docs, essential links, quasar.dev. Boom, right there. School docs, quasar.dev. There we go. Okay. So this is what we're editing, and it's just going to build this into this. So now I'm getting it. Okay. So it's a single page app in Vue. Sorry, I am an old school Rails dog. And so I look at this stuff and I'm going, So, yeah, $Q version. So this is the Quasar object, and then I can actually, q.fs or whatever. And, yeah, it'll run it through the main right here. So if I go to my layout, so now I created this page. So this is the index page. There we go with the Quasar view. So page index. So this is the template. This is the script. Okay. So Quasar logo, so I can actually if I save that, yeah, it's probably gonna complain. Exactly one root element. Well, excuse me. Yeah, I'm learning Vue as I go. That's part of 100 Days of Vue. So yeah, now we've got a hi and Quasar in there. Okay. So it's running this sucker on port 8080. So I guess the question I have now is, okay, so that's why don't touch the following div, because it loads everything in and then Yeah. And then runs everything inside of that div. So it runs the layout, right? Because this is the drawer, Q drawer. And then this is the page container. And I'm guessing that router view is where it renders the rest of the stuff. So that means that I can create a new component Quasar new. I'm guessing C is component. And we're going to call it recorder. Yeah, so it sticks recorder.view in here. And it has to have one, it can only have one root thingy in it. So now if we come over here, we yank it out of there. Let's stick it back. We yank it here, boom. And then let's I don't know if you can put a script tag inside there like that. But I'm gonna do that. Just pull that out. And then in the page, hello page. Stick that in there. And did it? Oh no, it didn't auto load because we stopped the Electron app. All right. Unknown custom element recorder. All right, so how do we pull in that? See, now I'm actually learning Vue. I'm learning it the Quasar way, I guess, but commands list. Lazy load components. Oh. All right. So it looks like okay, so it doesn't like me putting the script tag in there. All right, so hi, what are you? So it wants me to extract a function in a module scope. All right, whatever that means. All right. Script and style. Data components. created. Okay. So I'm just going to wing this. All right, did it try and auto reload? It's doing something. Oh, it still doesn't like that. Error, missing a space before function parentheses. Well, that's ESLint. Where? Oh. That's line 17. Line 8. Oh. $20. No, I want the semicolons. Quit being stupid about semicolons. Expected indentation of 8 spaces. Right here. More than one blank line. Oh, ESLint's going to enforce. Stupid. All right, fine. I'll take the semicolon out. Whiner. Unexpected trailing comma. Where? 12. Index. Oh, it's in the index. Semicolon. Boy, they hate semicolons. Can I tell ESLint to enforce putting in semicolons? Recorder, line 23. I want the semicolons. Okay, compiled successfully. Yep, so there's the video component again. So, yeah, so now I've got it streaming in here. So this just gives me a nicer look. So yeah, so now what I can do is I can actually do something like yeah. In fact, I probably get feedback on my headphones because I ran into that the other day. I was recording. Yeah, I'm getting double feedback. So I was recording something with somebody, and I had that feedback, and it's just off. There's enough timing off that it was anyway. So what wound up happening was I was hearing myself double separated by like a quarter of a second, and it just sounded super weird. And so yeah, so that means that it's why did it open that? Anyway, so this is working. So I'm more or less at the same point that I was before. I'm probably going to ditch this because this is supposed to be a really simple app. I can probably ditch the logo too. So lose that. No, it wasn't there. It was in layouts, my layout. So yeah, that drawer, I'll leave it for right now, but I really don't need it. But yeah, it looks like it gives you all these shared components, item section, so you can build menus and stuff. So yeah, we'll see how we'll see where it goes. But I honestly, I don't think I'm going to need it because we're going to basically just have recordings and stuff like that. But I'm wondering if this has set things up so that I can just write directly to the file system from my view component. So here I could essentially just do some kind of setup where it's you know, something like set timeout 5,000 milliseconds, local media stream. Anyway, I did it before in this other, but yeah, essentially just trigger this to say, hey, you know, oh yeah, I needed the media recorder, but set up the media recorder and then have it grab stuff. And then I'll see if I can switch it over so that it's not recording video, it's just recording audio. But yeah, I think I'm going to call it good for today. But yeah, this has been kind of fun just to kind of get into this. So for 100 Days of View, I also need to go do some reading. So I'll wind up doing that later tonight. But yeah, this is more or less where I'm going to end. So yeah, hopefully this was interesting for you like it was for me, and we'll see where we